But we all will experience it at some time or one or more times in our lives. Well, we're going to talk about how do you take what you learned today, and some of it isn't the first time you learned it. It's just hearing it again. How do you go from what you heard today to putting this into practice? What's going to happen the next time you bump into that man or woman, boy or girl, and you think that relationship is unhealthy? Are you going to remember what she said? Are you going to remember some of those characteristics that you wrote down? I hope so. Because what we're going to talk about really is the leader in you. Each one of you has to make a decision. The grown-ups in here, we've made decisions. Some right, some wrong. Sometimes we get a do-over. I didn't grow up in a bad family. I grew up in a nice military family. We moved around a lot, as military families do, so I didn't have a lot of issues. But before I got to that family, I had been, like I told you earlier, my mother was gonna have an abortion. So you know what? I'm the product of an abortion gone bad. I'm the product of an abortion gone bad. Meaning I was on an abortion table in Juarez, Mexico, when it went wrong. When it went wrong, and my grandfather heard my mom scream, went in, snatched her off the table, took her back across the line to the United States. You would think the story turns happy and the baby survives and stays with the family. It didn't happen. He took my mom, sent her to San Antonio, put her in a home where she could have that baby, me. And instead of being able to hold a child like I see you ladies do, she told me what happened to her was as soon as she had the baby, they took the child. Where was the dad? Where was the father? Where was the father at?
Nowhere.
Yeah, he was somewhere, but he wasn't with the mom, was he? So I started going through foster homes. Then they gave me a family. And I said gave me a family. Because they were already a family. And in that family, as I got older, I started feeling like, you know what? I don't trust. Why? Foster homes. I don't love. Why? Foster homes. I didn't care about certain things. Why? Foster homes. And you know who was failing me? Who do you think? First, it was the people that I trusted. Who do you think? Family. First person that ever failed me was my grandfather, right? I don't want that baby in this house. Then every adult in my life at that young age failed me somehow. I started feeling like everything an adult said to me was a lie. If you got to go through 6 foster homes and eventually get taken out of that, you're not taken out just because everything's going right. I was very sickly, in and out of the hospital. When I did get a family, I didn't know how to love them back. But what they did was they loved me. And see, a lot of us out here, we get lost in what happens in the world and we start to find that love has no place in our hearts. No place in our minds. Because the things that we thought the people we thought we could trust, we stopped trusting. But I started seeing through actions and not words. Yeah, they would say, love you, good night, honey, love you. But it was what they did every day, and not as a group. It was what they did as an individual. My father spending time with me, taking me places, doing things, showing. My mom always there. She said, you were a very hard child because you never smiled. You were used to being left alone. But it was through their actions, the leader in them. It wasn't about what they said, it was about what they did. And along the course of my young life, I started learning how to love again, how to trust. And I was learning to love and trust the people that would be most influential in my life. And that's that family. Then it was that teacher. Then it was that coach. Then it may have been that driver that shows up every day and brings you to a residential group home and you go through an hour and a half of something with me or Natasha or Kim. All of a sudden, I was learning how to trust adults again. So at 18 years of age, I decided to join the United States Army. I joined because I believed that that was the gift that God had given me. was to train and develop. As a young soldier, I brought some hats today. The reason those hats are significant, Josh, can you bring those 2 hats, please? The reason those hats are significant, because as a basic trainee, the drill sergeant wore that hat. It showed that that person was in charge, there to mentor, guide, and coach me. That was his job. After I left basic training, I went on to the 3rd Armored Division in Europe. My first assignment as an 18-year-old grown man was in a combat unit in Germany. And we would train every day. And one day, we had an alert. And 9 times out of 10, the alert's in and we go back. One day, we didn't go back. Instead, I heard the sergeant say, hey, we're moving out to the Fulda Gap. And I'm thinking the only thing I ever heard about the Fulda Gap was that's where the enemy's going to cross. But that's where we're moving to. So when we pull up to the Fulda Gap with the baddest equipment you've ever seen, an M1 tank that does nothing but bring destruction. We had the best equipment. I thought we were the best. When we pulled up there, and I got this patch on, I remember thinking, what's next? Is this the last day that I live? Is this the day that somebody pulls the trigger? Is this the day that everything that I wanted to do stops? And all of a sudden I had 1,000 things I wanted to do. And I remember the sergeant in charge said, start giving orders, giving orders, giving orders. So the reason why you hear me do that direction today, it's not because I don't like it. I want you to understand that sometimes it's the little simple things that if we can't follow them, if we can't follow the little ones, we're going to miss them. We're going to cost lives one day. So after this, I went on to Fort Hood, Texas, and I changed hats. The 1st Cavalry Division. Now I'm 21 years old, and I'm a sergeant. And I'm learning, and I'm hearing things like first team, and I'm finding out that all of a sudden those words like trust and love mean something to soldiers, men and women. Just like it meant something in places in the world, in the hood, in the nice places. People come together for certain things. She talked about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We come together for certain things. All of a sudden in this unit, we came together because there was something coming up and it was brewing. And it was called Desert Storm. And all of a sudden, all that talk that we say about being the best and the baddest and prepared, all of that sounded real good. We get on the airplane, combat strong. We land, everybody's laughing and joking until them doors open up. When those doors open up, everybody's sitting around like you are now with that dazed look, quiet, wondering again, second time, is this the time that I won't make it back to the United States? Did I kiss that family at that time now? I had 2 girls and a wife. Did I kiss them for the last time? But see, I wasn't the follower this time. I was the leader this time. And I had men underneath me in that tank. And I knew I was going to have to make decisions. And as it went on, we got down to 3 days before we crossed enemy territory. It was called H+72. And everybody over there is focused on that job. Focused on their job. Everybody in that tank had a responsibility. We didn't have time to be laughing. We had time to be check, check, and recheck. Just like you're doing with your lives right now. It's time to check, check, and recheck. Time to check everything that you heard today. Make sure you're prepared. Long story short, we crossed a line called purple, which is why I like purple. That was the first time I seriously had to tell myself, I just crossed over into enemy territory and I'm going to be out here to who knows when. Well, you know what that really means? You either survive or you die. You know what happens to you right now? You either survive or you die. Maybe your death is not the death in the ground. Maybe it's your dreams that die. Maybe it's your hopes. Maybe it's all those aspirations. Maybe that's what happens. But maybe you choose to live because you start recognizing there's a leader in you. That's what we're here to finish up today with, is that leader in you. Because every one of you is a leader. You talked about them angels. I know those angels are watching me. I've done things that they should have let me go for. But also, they protected me. So what we're going to talk about now is the leader in you. What is leadership? You guys have a pamphlet there. What is leadership? good. Show the positive part of life. Show, what else did you say? Be responsible. Can I tell you something? I seen you you told me that's your sister. That's leadership, what you've been doing. You've taken it upon yourself to help her and support her. To take that child and help out with her. You didn't have to. You chose to. Yes. You.
Leadership is not being a follower, knowing when and where to strike and choosing your battles because, hey, I'm honest. I choose my battles for my sisters, for my brother, and I don't honor their age, but they still look up to me.
Okay.
Because I am the leader of my life.
That's a good response too. So leadership can be defined in many ways. What we're going to do is talk about how it's defined in your life. You've got a pamphlet there. In that pamphlet, some of it you can fill out as we go along. All I'm asking you to do is reflect on it at some point. Maybe it's tomorrow, maybe it's tonight, maybe it's the next day. Just reflect on what you write down. You've gone over certain things now. Josh, are you ready?
You kind of went over my part. I'll get in here a little bit, but you get rolling, and that's what happens. It's okay. So I'll be brief here. What we're going to talk about is leadership, not in the aspects of leading soldiers, or leading a gang, or leading a classroom, or leading a sports team. Because before you can do that, you have to learn how to lead the most difficult person you're ever going to deal with within your entire life. Anybody want to take a guess who that is? That's you. That's right. Who's the easiest person to break a promise to on this planet? Yourself. Who's the easiest person to let down on this planet? Yourself. And before you get to the point where you think other people are going to follow you, not because you have power, not because you have intimidation, but because you've earned their respect and they want a piece of the pie that you're offering, you've got to get your internal house in order, and you've got to discover the leader inside of you, so then you can help to lead others. Now the person that's going to come up here next is a good friend of mine, Fran Delgado. She's a licensed independent professional counselor, and she's going to help you out with a little bit of self-evaluation. What we're going to do is a three-step process here. We're going to assess where you are right now. What tools do I have in my